What's up, guys? Welcome to another live session. Today is September 11th, 2020. I hope you guys are well. Happy Friday. Almost had to sneeze, I guess. I guess I'm good for now. So yeah, it's Friday, so tradition. Gonna open a nice cold Coke. So, today's session, if you're new, we're going to go over the trades we took this week, some of the trades we didn't take, and more importantly, start preparing for next week. Okay? And very first thing you should do if you're new is join our community Discord. The link to sign up is in the description of this video. It's also on our website. Just sign up. It's free. There's so much content here. A lot of it's free as well. You can see game reviews, so member reviews, a blog, chat with members in the community discussion, all that jazz. We even have free live session links and all that good stuff as well. So either if you aren't, it is a place to be. And let's just go over. Fundamentals are pretty bleak for today. Nothing too major. We may have some ECB stuff that comes in throughout the day, but we know for the most part what we're doing. That's keeping the rates the same. So let's get started. This week, so the first trade, and this was a trade that we kind of carried over. I gave members the option to, and that was a short for NZDN, right? And let's actually pull up the signal. So we gotta go way back. So here is NZDN, right? The signal. And we will re-enter Monday, and so Monday came, and this thing's flooded over, right? This thing flooded over, and this is one of the trades we wanted to carry over. And you can see, it came pretty close to our kind of second target, but then pulled back. So this is a trade that would have been nice to hold over the weekend, but we just didn't because we had a pretty decent week last week. We didn't want to force the issue. So our trading week actually started with GU, and GU was our best friend this week. We shorted it twice. So here's the first signal right here from 1.29730. Let's just find it on the chart, 1.29730. So from right here, right? So basically, we shorted from here all the way down to here, and we got around 87 pips right before price went back to break even. And this is how the markets have been these days, where these deep retraces are very common, right? So we got this kind of move right here from here all the way down to here, which was that 88 pips, and price pulled back, stopping us out at break even for our small partial position. And then later in the week, we also took another short because price action curved and rolled over. So that downtrend was still intact, and that's why we took it. Before that, we also had a Euro Pound trade, which was our only loss for the week. So I'll quickly explain Euro Pound. This trade could have been avoided. So we had a short from here. This trade could have been avoided. This was before the ECB, and I was actually bullish for the ECB. So I had a bullish stance on Euro Dollar. So with that in mind, I probably shouldn't have called this trade, but the thing about trading is you need to call every single trade with the same amount of confidence, right? So this is a trade setup I would have taken 9 times out of 10, even if it was ECB. But obviously this 1/10 of the time, this 1/10 chance, it turned into a loss. No big deal because while this turned into a loss, our other trade USD went to its final target. Very clean, simple price action analysis for this, and this was the trade. So here we got an entry, virtually zero drawdown, and prices went right to our target and then reacted at our target. So all our levels are chosen methodically, using a simple strategy, but it makes trading very, very easy to kind of follow when you're watching live, because you can obviously see, after we've gotten this entry, we had a huge surge down to our final target, and that made up the loss from euro pound. So then moving on, we also had we were waiting for USD CAD. So we'll talk about that in a bit. And then we had GU again, right? So GU once again gave us a nice bit of profit. And if you just go to 1 hour, you'll see that our entry yesterday was pretty good. So we got entry somewhere here after this nice shooting star inverted hammer candle, and price went down around 70, 71, 72 pips, which is pretty decent. Right, so 70 pips, and then I told traders great entry for pound dollar. Actually, drop my AirPod. How did I trade? So 1 second. So yeah, price quickly went to 60 pips, and I told traders to move stocks to break even and take some profit off, because that's very important in trading, to secure what you can from the market. And then I said deep push by pound dollar and retracement. Let's enter short again. Go with 40% of your usual lot size and stay in stop loss. If you look at pound dollar right now, it's in maybe 2 to 4 pips in profit since that re-entry. Because oops, let me remove this. So here was our re-entry, right? So this is where price went very far, and then when price pulled back down here, it got us to re-enter. Since then, it's been kind of consolidating, and you know what? It's kind of creating support at this level. And so I'm going to get everyone, including myself, to close out in 5 pips of profit or right at entry, because it is a Friday. Also, we've created some support here, and that's, we don't want to handle any drawdown that we don't need to. So I'm going to go on MetaTrader and close off this position and $5 of profit right near entry. And we will re-enter on maybe Monday if things hold, right? So there is some support here on the 1 hour, right? This was a deep push yesterday. We came again. Then today during London, we came once more, used support, and then even again during New York. So this is the new support, and all we'll have to do on Monday is very simple: is wait for maybe a 2 hour or 4 hour candle closure to break this kind of support, and ideally break the low of the support. So in this case, it'd be down here, and so I don't want price to do something like this, right? So to not only break the support but also clear the low, and then that will cascade us down. We'll be with the momentum, right? So that was a week, roughly around 180 pips, depending on when you got entry, when you got out. But it was very simple. We just took a very so we just a very simple approach to the week, since Monday was Labor Day and then Thursday we had ECB, so we had a pretty short, condensed week. And that was that. So we're going to go over some of the steps we did not take, because it's important to understand why certain trades were skipped or we just elected to pass on. And everyone that's on YouTube, hopefully the mic's good. Let me know if the background noise is still there. Okay, it's good. I think it's only when I moved, so that is noted. So for those that are watching on YouTube, if you have any pairs that you want me to look at for analysis for next week, let me know, or any or any trading related questions, let me know. Right now I'm just going to go over some of the trades we didn't take, and then we'll shift our focus into next week. So here's our alerts. We had a few. So let's look at, for example, GJ. So GJ, it was just a setup of waiting. I was trying to wait for a break below this daily resistance right here, right? You can see in the past what price action likes to do is when it does break this level, we do have sell-offs, right? We do have price does like to go down over here, right? To various degrees. So sometimes it may go, maybe halfway. But I wanted to maybe target these lows as the pound, depreciated. And you can see, the original short idea we had from a while back played out a bit, pulled back, and then finally sold off again. So that was the kind of choppiness I was referring to, where the markets will go one way, then do a really deep retrace, and then finally melt on you. But you can see at this level we've kind of consolidated, and so very similar to pound dollar, where we're going to wait for that support to break to re-enter on Monday. So although we didn't get entry this week, we can definitely get one on Monday, and especially if pound dollar continues to deteriorate. We also had, I believe, NZD yen. That was done actually, and actually I think our Discord has a few. So USD CAD. So here is the possible short that we wanted to take with USD CHF. So if you look at USD CAD, you'll see here's that short idea, and very simple. We were just waiting for this kind of consolidation to break out to the downside to take the short, and just target the trading range between this high and then this low, right? So just covering this price action, and price just never got to here. It did wick, so you can see price wicked all the way down here like this, but it did not close, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, it did not close bearish, and neither did it on the 2-hour time frame, as you can see. So this trade was not taken, and that's why in yesterday's session I said, more than likely price will try to make a run at this level, and it went halfway there before pulling back. So in a minute we'll look at the dollar index, but I was hopeful that we get a short for this, especially since we sold off pretty hard to start the week, and then we consolidated. So I thought it'd be a good chance to trade the breakout to take that short down, because typically you usually have this type of movement in the market where you have a sharp move down, right? And then what happens is you have consolidation, and then usually when it breaks out of consolidation, it has an equal move to the downside, and that kind of corresponds to this 4-hour level right here. So that's what was the ideal scenario, but that didn't happen as the dollar started to gain some strength near the end of the week. So again, this is a potential setup for maybe next week, but very similar to USD yen. USD CAD has started to be a bit more choppy. So if you look at USD CAD, it's been trending pretty nicely, but in recent days it's trying to make a rally to the top side, but I don't know, it just doesn't have enough momentum. If you look at USD yen, which is a setup we've been kind of trying to get something going for, but you can see right here, we have moments like this where, right, these are daily candles. So look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We spent 10 days for UJ just stuck in a box, right? So that's why we're looking for trading the breakout. So when you get a breakout, the consolidation, you usually have a nice sell-off. Since then, price has kind of been wedged in, and so I am expecting a breakout to the top side, but I don't see any momentum gaining just yet. But soon enough, we should see price really jump out, and you can see I have an alert at this previous high to let me know when that happens, in case you want to go long. So that was a setup we tried to. This is a pair that we tried to find a setup for, but we couldn't. There just wasn't really anything there. Another trade that we gave as an optional trade setup, but I looked to pass on, was gold long. And you can see here, right? So with gold creating all these bullish hammers at the support, I was pretty confident that price will try to make a rally up, and it did. It made a decent sized rally. Depending on your expectations, it went around 200 pips to the upside, so 230 almost. So that was a decent sized rally. I just didn't want to enter gold because of the wide stop it required. Although it is a 2.31 R2R setup, the stop was a bit wide, and I knew that with a short week, I'd rather go for intraday setups rather than something like this, which is kind of a multi-day or even a swing trade setup. So gold has pulled back since then. Again, it's been a pretty quiet day for gold. A quiet week actually. It didn't do much. It made a push up, but then it made a push down. So that push up was canceled by the push down. So if you look at the weekly candle, it'll tell you basically did nothing. And here you go. So the weekly candle has the telltale signs of indecision, where the wick to the bottom and top is relatively long and relatively the same size, and that's indecision. Right? That tells you the markets are indecisive compared to past weeks where we had nice clean pushes up or even retraces down. These past few weeks have been pretty bleak, right? So we've been spoiled with a nice trending gold, precious metal. Look at this, very nice pushes up. Small pullbacks, pushes up. So that was expected. We have hit all-time highs, so anything can happen at this point, but the bullish momentum has died down a bit. And so that was basically how the week went. Pretty sure maybe my forgetting one or two setups. We covered a lot, but we just tried to get the most high quality sets we could and just try to end the week in profit. At this point, we're looking over the dollar index, because that's what we do every single morning. We look over the dollar index to give us a bias for the dollar, and that way we have a bias for the majors and therefore a bias for the minors, and then that's how we kind of proceed with trading. So if you're on YouTube or on Discord, send in your pair recommendations now, because there's a slight delay between what I say and the playback. So in that meantime, I could cover it. So U.S. dollar index played a bit of a few games this week, where we're looking for a rejection here on Tuesday to maybe go for this thing to sell off. Now, if the dollar index sold off, we'd go long for the majors. That didn't happen. This actually jumped up. And this is where we took that first short for GU, and we made, I think, around 88 pips. Since then, price slammed back down. So when it did this, during this portion, let me actually remove this box. So during this portion of the sell-off, I said, you know what, we're going to go short USD CHF, and that went into profit and hit our final target at 60 pips, right? And so in yesterday's session, I said, I don't like this long wick here. It's not a good sign. Usually these bearish hammers are the worst candles tend to short on. This is the least bearish candle there is, where there's a long wick to the bottom and a relatively short wick to the top. So this usually tells you that that momentum is dead. It's dying, right? As you can see, buyers have pushed back up, and they're all just getting capped by this level right here, this 93.30 level. Now, it is key for us to break 93.30 to go up to 93.90 or just 94. So Fridays tend to be kind of weird, and in that case, I wouldn't read into too much of this price action. But come Monday, so we're going to give the dollar index Sunday and part of Monday to kind of figure itself out. We need to do two things. If we stay below 93.30, I will still remain bearish on the dollar index. If we close above this high we made this week, so the high we made this week was 93.64. So if we break above 93.64, we go long 10.94, and then maybe look for shorts for the dollar. But right now, I do think it's going to make another push up to this level, and so right now I'm bullish on the dollar index. So let me just clean up some of these past intraday levels, so I can give you guys a clear picture. That's what we have for the dollar index, right? So this is what we need to watch out for. I think the major target is 94, or 93.90. So eventually we should get there, and I hope it's next week, because if that happens, GU will continue to melt, GJ will melt, Euro dollar will melt, Euro yen will melt. That's going to provide a lot of setup. So we shall see. But Fridays tend to be weird in terms of price action. So if we can clear this high on Monday, or even maybe mid Monday, that'd be perfect, and we can start taking shorts for the majors. So clearly gonna check. Guess I'll check YouTube first and Discord for any recommendations. Hey, no name. So okay, cool. So Tesla, cool. So, the thing is, like, I trade stocks, but it's very rare where members will actually ask for me to look at stocks. But it's good. I like to change. So there's two ways to look at it. Usually with Tesla and stocks like Tesla, you want to value invest. So these are type of stocks that you hold till you're well, it depends on your age, but for 20, 30 years, and then you take it out of your retirement, and you live a good life. But so if you can, I'm not giving financial advice, but this is the type of thing you just hold. But obviously trading is different, right? Trading, you want to get the buying and selling. Just looking at this, we reached all-time highs this month, actually. So let's see what's up on the weekly. So the weekly looks good. I mean, we're still in an uptrend, right? We've been in an uptrend. This was kind of the inception of Tesla right here, and then this is where it really took off in 2019 with all the hype. And if you look, it follows a textbook uptrend to a certain degree, right? Creating a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then this is a new higher high. So this is probably a creation of a new higher low right here. This right here. Right, so this part is the new higher low. This is a higher high. So it doesn't happen all the time, but price does and can use previous higher highs as a support for higher low before rallying back up. So not a bad spot to buy. For me, if I was trading this, I'd probably buy this right now. Not financial advice, but I'm just saying this is probably what I would do. And what I'd do is identify this low as a place where my stop loss would be. And so if you put two and two together, here's your entry, here's your next target. Obviously, this is a higher high, this is a higher low. And in that regard, price should go up and create a new high somewhere above, right? It should clear this high. So, maybe looking at a psychological level, 600 is a nice target for Tesla. For my S&P 500 prediction of 3,500, I used just a simple psychological level, and that played out perfectly. So Tesla 600 makes sense to me, right? So when it's a new higher low, you should clear the previous higher high, a nice psychological level here. And if you look at the high we made this week, or the past week, it was at 500, another psychological level, right? So 500 is a psychological level. It's just a level where you think, like 2,000, 5,000, these clean levels where there is speculation of possible selling and buying. So here's like a trade idea, right? So 2.47 R2R, it's giving my stop loss some room to breathe in case price wants to come down here and start acting nasty and start wicking. It doesn't help me out. But this seems probable, and even during the worst part of the pandemic, Tesla was one of the stocks that still remained, its proud. So bullish for Tesla, in my opinion. And if you look at SPX 500, here was the target we had at the start of the pandemic. This was given, I think, back in March. I told you guys this is a buy area, right? For 2,500, and I said 3,500 is a long-term psychological level, and we hit that pretty much, and then we reversed. And so for SP 500, I'm waiting for price to close below this kind of blue zone right here. this key area of price. And so if SPX closes below 3,100, just keep that in mind as well. Alright, so hopefully that Tesla analysis helps. If you want to join our Discord, no name, we actually have a separate channel just for stocks, run by our guy Op-Ed, and he does a great job as well. You know, here's my S&P 500 update as well, so go ahead and check it out. You know, it's free to join. Next we have, I think someone said euro dollar. Let's take a look at euro. It's the mic? Nah, I don't hear it. Okay. Okay, I do hear it. Oh. I don't know what it is. I'm not touching it anymore. You know, this week I'll probably get a new one. Sad thing is this is a pretty new mic, but this whole gaming rig is a new rig, but guess I'll have to get a new mic. So let me quickly do euro. You know, stop your ears from bleeding, and then we can move on. So euro. So this week, the bullish bias for ECB kind of kicked in during that announcement, right? They kept interest rates at 0%. Price jumped up to this line. That was going to be our second target, and right after that, it reversed completely, right? Completely reversed, and since then, it's just created a new lower high. So the price action for euro is there's nothing there in my opinion. You know, there was something early in the week, this potential optional long idea, right? But with the creation of this high and then price coming back and then just getting stuck like this, there's nothing in my opinion, right? I rather just wait for something to give. Either price pushes back up or price comes to the support and breaks and we go short with this as the first target. So euro dollar, even if I kind of do a complete clean analysis of it on the daily, I can't really give too much. The daily even looks pretty bad. And similar to UJ, euro has been pretty congested as well. We had trending price action before, right, in July, right? Nice trending, either trending down or trending up, trending up, or nice ranges. Like this is a nice range to trade right here, right? If you just traded this range, right? So here, look, this is one buy opportunity, one trade. It's another trade. It's another trade. It's another trade. This is a nice range, right? And you can see price action was nice and clean. But since then, we've created another range, right? This range is a bit messier because, this is fine, but this week, because of the news, right, this candle went up all the way there, but on the smaller time frame, it got squeezed back down. So this range, we need something to either go all the way back up to here, and then we can look for short, right, like we have in the past, and take this back down to the bottom of the range, like that. Or we can just wait for this consolidation zone to break. Right, wait for this consolidation zone to break and then take a short down to some of these lows down here. Right, that's an option as well. So it all depends on what happens on Monday. Again, because of the ECB, this price action candle right here just looks terrible. There's nothing really to do with this, and there's far more better setups. For example, GU. So, but I'm pretty sure by Monday we'll have a better idea. I think price may make one last attempt of going higher, at 1.19500, and then we can look for shorts to take it back down to 1.17500. So 200 pips is the range, and that could be probably the best play in my opinion. Okay, so I'm assuming the mic is still bad, so I'll go over BTC and then just give you guys coupon code and then end off the session. I feel like I'm making people's ears bleed. Well, that's a nice question. What is my prediction for next week's Fed Day? So let's take a look at Forex Factory. I don't think the Fed will do anything drastic. Um, they're going to keep rates at the same, so near 0.0% to 0.025%. But even when the rates are the same, the markets still react, right? We saw with ECB this week. So the rates aren't going to change. The forecast is still the same as the previous rate. So yeah, you can see, since the pandemic, March 15th, we have kept rates at this 0.25%. Before that, we had 1.25%. So I think the rates will stay the same, but it will still be a huge event. And we have crude oil inventories that morning. We have retail sales. So next Wednesday is going to be pretty chaotic and hectic, to be honest with you. And even in Aussie and NZD. So Wednesday may be a trade that you would try your best not to trade. I mean, it'd be a day you probably don't want to hold anything, because even the miners are going to move when the USD news comes out, and even if you're trading something like NZD yen or Aussie yen, these events will definitely uh, cause volatility. And then we have the monetary policy for the Japanese yen all day tentative. So pretty interesting day coming up. And then Thursday is also the euro and pound actually the pound monetary policy, and I believe that's going to stay the same as well at 0.10%. And let's see if Friday's calmed down. Friday calms down a bit, but that next week is that midweek, so that Wednesday to Thursday period is going to be pretty intense, and that's going to be interesting because we tend to enter trades, most of our trades on Wednesday and Thursday. That midweek volatility really helps our setup. So uh, definitely an interesting one, but all my predictions are all the monetary policies will remain the same. It's more about what they say at the press conference and what kind of tone they give off. That I think is going to be more important. So let me do BTC because I think someone asked. And then if there's anything else, I will do that. Otherwise, I'll give the coupon code and end the session. Um, like I said, I feel like I'm making people's ears bleed. So I'll get a new mic over the weekend. This whole gaming rig is new. Um, just my luck. Nvidia released a new graphics card. If you guys know about it, that thing's the beast. Um, but anyways, BTC. So the original short was here off this kind of high we made back in 2019, and you can see that we had that sharp push down. And so uh, for the past few days, I've noticed that BTC has kind of died down. Right, you can see since that short, it's been just stuck using this level 9,800 as support. Right, it's not really doing anything. So there's no setup in here for me personally. Maybe if you're a scalper, there is, but there's no setup here in my opinion. So what I told traders is that if this was me, it's not financial advice, but if this was me, I'd probably wait for price to break this low. The support we created right here at 9,800, if price can close bearish on the 4-hour time frame like this, that's a good chance of it selling off, right, continuing down lower. Let me actually remove this for now, and if price can make its way back above, maybe 10,500, then we can start going along again to, these highs up here, which is 12,200. So that's the simple idea, right? And we're gonna have to keep it simple, especially with BTC. The more simple it is, I think the better your analysis is. I've seen people use like the Voltron 3600 and they crossover. I mean, their charts look like rainbows. They look like someone shot a paintball at their screen. I don't know how you read stuff, but I think this way, you know where price is headed. So if we do break bullish above, 10,500, I think we can make another attempt at 12,200, right? These highs up here. But I think the more likely option may be we clear the support at 9,800 and we continue that downtrend, okay? Because we are in a downtrend on the daily time frame, as you can see, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So I do think trading with the trend is the best way to go. So catching the reversal is the more riskier option, but I think It all depends on the dollar. If the dollar continues to depreciate, BTC should take advantage, especially during a pandemic, right? We have flu season coming up, and with flu season and COVID, um, it's going to do numbers, right? It's going to do numbers. Wilt Chamberlain numbers. It's going to do, so we might have to lock up again. So if that happens, BTC should take advantage, right? And so we'll see. But obviously this week, you just count the days, the candles, right? This is consolidation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So including part of last week, 8 days we've just done nothing, right? We're just relaxing in this box. So we need to, something has to give. Otherwise, I will be giving away the coupon code so you guys can join these sessions, and then I can stop making your ears bleed. So let me just check the chats one last time. Oh, so I got you, Jay. Awesome. So I think rates will stay the same for all the nations, all the countries. It's more about what they say at the press conference. That's going to be the main thing, right? The European Central Bank kept the interest rates the same, and Euro jumped up. So, alright, so I think everything is good. And so let me just give away that coupon code. So if you enjoyed today's session, and I hope you did, the first thing you should do is join the Discord. Right, it's free to do. The link is in the description of the video. To these live sessions. We only host while I only host one free one once a week on Friday, right? But if you're interested in actually joining all the sessions, and not just mine, but also Smart Money, which is done by our Institute Trader, it's based on institutional concepts, and that's some really good stuff. So we go live at least 2 times a day, right? Giving our traders around the clock setups, insights, advice, and live Q&A, right? If you just go to our website, forexlens.com, and you go to pricing, you'll see what each plan covers, right? And so, there's a coupon code to get 50% off your first month, to get my live sessions, Smart Money live sessions, and 10 plus signal providers. So not only can you learn, but you can also earn with our signals. And the coupon code is very simple. It is FIRST50, okay? And that will get you your first month for $73.50. All you have to do is go to the website, go to Forex Trading Room, click Get Started, and fill out this form, click Next, then click Enter a coupon code. We also have, special promotions every month for our longer memberships, right? This is a 3-month, this is a yearly, and if you're just, interested in what they are, you can just message our live chat agent, Allison, and she'll be happy to help you. And so that's that. So hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Pretty good. Weeks, and that's what I really value. We're on a roll. We're just taking what the market gives us, and